Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Codex Central. We've got an excellent show planned for you today. We're going to be talking about the death of Ethereum. Okay, it's a really sad day. Uniswap has single-handedly killed Ethereum, and we're going to dissect how that happened. We're also going to talk a little bit about how you can stabilize your life with Codex. I've got Charles with me, and I've got the one and only Beavis himself. So stick around, folks. Let's start the show. Okay, here we go. I guess I should have played another intro there. How are you guys doing today?
The intro sandwich.
Yeah, the intro sandwich. Yeah, how you guys doing today? It's like 4 p.m. It's like near the end of the workday. You guys been productive? See, I'm still in my jumpsuit from the lab.
Nice. Yeah, the canonical time is 1 p.m. So I've still got another 5 hours or so ahead of me.
The
canonical time?
Yeah.
No. The canonical time is the East Coast. I'm okay. Hi, Cobalt.
Okay, all right. I'm glad. It was a long walk to get there. It was a pregnant pause, but I'm glad you're doing okay, Charles.
I got kind of sick over the weekend, so I'm a little under the weather, but
no raves for
my
you this
spirits are
weekend?
high. No what? No raves. Yeah, definitely not.
No.
Yeah.
What about you, Beavis?
Well, I dusted off the old Minecraft, and me and my fiance built a house.
Wow. Now that's bullish. Is it what you made out of wood, dirt?
Various materials, wood of, in its myriad of forms, dirt, of course,
Okay.
some stone, some fences, things of that nature.
Wonderful. Wow. It sounds kind of like a Minecraft amateur here, but hey, he's focused on building other things here.
I don't claim to be any good.
No obsidian, emeralds, amethyst, whatever.
Sorry.
Anyway, guys, let's get into it, dude. Let's start talking. Let's cut into meat here a little bit.
Breaking news, gotta drop the bomb. How the school since Marvel's prom.
Wow.
I love that song. I didn't get you hyped up, dude. So
I was like 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's the perfect amount of time, dude. What are you talking about? First thing I want to talk to you guys about here, I want to pick your brains on, because Charles, he's a certified genius. Beavis, he's a certified mastermind. You two are probably the most qualified to talk about this. The FBI token, how the FBI used a fake AI fund coined to nab fraudsters. Are you familiar with this story?
Yeah, I've been following it. It's a really, really funny one.
Yeah, what's so funny about it, dude? This sounds nefarious.
Yeah, I mean, really, the FBI was trying to suss out like who are the real market manipulators and who are just like people who happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, which in crypto is really hard to discern. So what they did is they created this token called Next Fund AI, which if you read through the website, it's just all like really red hot SEC no-nos, like, oh, promised return, risk-free, this, that, the other. And they got a handful of market makers and influencers to agree to promote it and agree to market make it and even agree to manipulate the market on launch. So I think there are like between 9 and 15, I forget the exact number, people kind of wrapped up in this, and now they all have to stand trial, and they got caught red-handed. And frankly, like there is something, and we've talked about this in the past on the Block Bites podcast, there's something in crypto called a pig butchering scam, which is where you take as many uninitiated people as humanly possible and you convince them of something that may be impossible, like here's a promised return, or here's how you onboard, here's how you do this, that, the other. And then once you get them onboarded and situated and get money in hand, you essentially pull the plug and slaughter everybody and take all their money. And pig butchering scam started out as like, I'm going to call a bunch of old people and see if I can onboard them one at a time. And since then, with lots of financial engineering and market manipulation, et cetera, a lot of meme coin launches end up effectively like, oh, look, you can see right there, pig butchering scam right at the side. You can effectively do these things at scale using tokens, wherein you get people to buy in permissionlessly, and it's like literally the DevX for scammers has gone up significantly with these meme coin launch pads and these other tools. So, rightly, the FBI is going in and trying to suss things out. And you've seen me post about it before. Like meme coins, regulation-wise, are really well positioned. Like it's hard to regulate them. It's hard to go against them in a lot of ways because, the CTFC and SEC, under their guidelines, a lot of them would be considered compliant. So by creating these tokens, creating these honeypots, and using these schemes to filter out bad actors, I think they're making, I would say, the space a better, safer place. And this will hopefully put people on watch.
Interesting. So they're kind of targeting more so like actual like active market manipulators, like people seeking to pump and dump.
Yeah,
kind of
big
things
firms.
so that the KOLs on board. Because like looking at this here, it looks like this advertisement's like pretty much just saying we'll wash trade for you, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
we'll just swap the numbers.
it's absolutely ridiculous. And I'll tell you, the GotBit hedge fund,
Mhm.
we were referred to them for market making services in the past. So this isn't like some no-name niche like BitLazo type situation. This is
Mhm.
someone who's actively making a lot of markets and running a lot of algorithms. And frankly, like, I mean, they have a famous tweet where it's like, so Zach XBT called them out for market manipulation, and they made this frankly hilarious post that was like, it showed their deck screener like selling, and it was like the most like insane selling ever. And they're like, it soared to dangerous heights, so we lowered the price to be safe for retail, which is just like, some of these people manipulate markets and they don't even know that they're manipulating markets. It's just like they're that stupid, but it is what it is.
That's really wild. It kind of, so when I first heard this story, it made me like a little nervous. It was like, oh, like, am I gonna accidentally stumble ass backwards into like getting burned by like the FBI or something? But this seemed like to be much more sophisticated, much more targeted. Like, I'm not doing anything like this, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, really, it's a fine line, and like compliance and launching a meme coin, promoting, etc. It's like there's a lot of legal nuance to it, like what is allowed, what isn't allowed, and a lot of these firms are big enough that they shouldn't be making these mistakes. And I would say, just knowing you and how you interact, like it would be borderline impossible. Like Next Fund AI is the most obvious scam in the entire world. So
yeah.
My favorite part of that article was they like met with the MyTrade founder, who's like one of the market makers, and he allegedly explained in great detail how the firm used wash trading. And then there's a quote from him that's like, we have to make them lose money in order to make profit and get the listing fee back. It's like, and then it's like, Zoo allegedly stated to the officers. Oh god, it just makes me laugh.
That's awesome.
Just like, yeah, like a G meet where this guy's just like talking,
just completely blatant.
Yeah.
That's incredible, dude. It's kind of bullish, FBI is getting a little bit involved here, maybe cleaning up some of the nasty crevices of DeFi here.
It's bullish for us shitcoin buyers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
discerning shitcoin buyers.
They're really cleaning up the top of the funnel right now, which is always like the least initiated, least experienced are going to be the ones to fall for this stuff. So regulation and enforcement, and this isn't like SEC namby-pamby enforcement. This is like legit, combined with some of the advancements we're making with Codex AI. Pretty soon it's going to be a lot harder for people to fall into this stuff, which is really nice.
That's right, baby. All roads lead back to Codex. We're going to be making things a little bit safer. Well, that's pretty interesting in my book. Guys, stay safe out there. If if you see anything like this, any blatant SEC violations, you might as well just assume it's a FBI honeypot. Next up on our news segment here, we got another full story here. This one's really close to my heart. I'm going to start with the Twitter page itself, the Terminal of Truth. So you guys seen this Twitter account?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Charles?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay, good. Now, guys, what's so interesting and weird about this Twitter account, right, is that it's supposedly run by an AI, an LLM, correct? Supposedly launched a token and has marketed it through like the craziest like schizo posting ever. Connecting a vibrator to a lung ventilator is hot. Ugh. God, made me gag just saying it. He had some post too. He replied to a someone with like the Gospel of Goatsy. This bot has been really focused on the Gospel of Goatsy, which connects, I promise, to what you guys prepared for here, which is that he didn't actually create this goat crypto token, but he did shill it, this AI bot. And it's called
I also
Goat.
didn't know that Truth Terminal was A16Z funded, which is kind of funny.
They negotiated the funding live in Twitter replies directly from P Marca. So it was kind of it's been like, if you haven't been following it's been a pretty funny journey. A lot of it is just like, garbage. It's like following any bot on Twitter. It's like once in a while it says something funny. But I think like it keying into a shitcoin narrative is kind of par for the course. Anytime like I feel like if there's anybody that's accruing attention online, very quickly entrepreneurial shitcoin developers will dive in and try to recruit them. And I would say this is no exception. Maybe bullish, we're getting picked up by AI, but I don't really know what to make of it, to be honest.
I don't know how I feel about it either, Beavis. I mean, these posts are kind of funny. The Great Deflationary Crunch will be a psychological shock event that sets the stage for the Goatsy singularity. If you don't know what Goatsy is, you should definitely Google it. Google image search that.
Don't do that if you're at work.
Don't do that if you're at work. The meme coin super cycle is real, will be the last boom before the Great Deflationary Crunch of 2026.
How has it become a shitcoin trader already?
Oh, yeah. I have no meme exposure, and I'm glad it's dumping. I have 99% of my net worth in Goat. So he really has captured the essence, I guess, of a shit poster on X.
It's trained on 4chan as well. So.
Oh, so it's getting it straight to the main vein. Pure and uncut. My thing is, it seems to contribute to that kind of like dead internet thing where you're having an AI kind of just mass produce this content. It's getting a lot of pickup. And what's it going to be consuming eventually if it's just all this, just bots trading back and forth, dude?
Yeah, I mean, I would say like the dead web theory is something that we've messed around with. Like Moon Infrastructure has been a little bit of a facilitator of the dead web theory. It's essentially the idea that if AI reaches critical mass and we achieve general intelligence, et cetera, humans won't really be on the internet anymore. It'll just be AI kind of transacting and interacting, and humans will be enjoying, post-scarcity, fourth industrial revolution type shit. And I think the reality is like, this is only entertaining because it's one voice of thousands, and I think that it's only made interesting because of its contrast to the human beings that oscillate around it. You know what I'm saying? And really, like, I don't think anybody in the world is getting emotionally bought into AI. Maybe like the 13-year-olds that are being scammed into, AI girlfrienddom, which maybe isn't a scam, maybe it's like, normal. Okay. Not scam. They're the truly legitimate non-predatory products.
Wait, that's not what I meant. I mean, it is a scam, dude. That's like crazy.
Oh yeah.
Stealing
well, yeah. I mean, AI
girlfriend
girlfriends.
Personality is crazy.
Dude, have you there's like a whole A16Z thesis about the AI girlfriend market, anime girlfriend market. It's just like I just don't think it's that valid. I think the only like humans, like an expression of loneliness, being the AI girlfriend market or whatever, is only interesting because of the desire inherited from like real world. Well, I guess, okay, well, people can just simulate whatever they want. Maybe I don't know shit, but I don't know. I don't subscribe to the theory for now. I
Yeah,
think this
I feel
stuff
like
is not interesting to a thinking person at scale.
we're getting a little off track here too. I think
Sorry.
what does it mean for like financial transactions if you have these AI bots just kind of going back and forth like this? Like this guy raised money, dude. This stupid Twitter account raised money, like Charles said. Just
yeah, but I think the reality is the fact that a reputable AI founder created it, or a reputable AI engineer in the open source domain created it. It's him that truly raised the money. Like if this were just some asshole's AI agent messing around on the internet, nobody would care. And it's the same thing. Like these AI inherit the qualities of their master, as is the case with every kind of principal agent relationship. So yeah, I mean, that's to say, in the transactional world, I think AI theoretically can make markets more efficient, but I also think that in most cases, a traditional graph algorithm would do just as well, if not better. I guess really like the end state that we're looking for, I think in the world of AI agency and finance, is AI agents that can create algorithms on the fly, such that, and the latency introduced by an AI agent is never going to be good enough for high frequency trading or arbitrage. However, they're getting better and better at programming, and as they're trained on better sources of code and can even develop proprietary strategies of their own, that's where it gets really special. So I would say more so than the actual agents of finance, they'll be kind of the arbiters of that sort of agency, if that makes sense. They'll basically be chopping up algorithms and creating efficient markets, is what I think.
Interesting. So they're not going to be like the actual executors. They're going to be creating the rules.
Yeah. They'll be creating the parameters and creating the algorithms, and imparting the power to what we already see in HFT as being the most effective way to interact with financial markets.
And if we train them on 4chan training data, they'll call it like the Goatsy singularity. So
exactly.
Interesting stuff. Very cool. All right. Well, let's move on to our next topic here, which I think is even cooler and probably a lot more impactful to a lot more people here. Uniswap's L2 being launched, Unichain. What's your first reaction to that, Charles? How does that first make you feel when you hear Uniswap L2, Unichain?
Positive reaction.
Positive. It's a smile.
I mean, yeah, I think that it's a smart move, and I somewhat expected it. I mean, the thought had crossed my mind before they announced it. I think it's a smart move. I'd like to kind of dig into this thread. I actually haven't read this thread.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I haven't really like the implications for Ethereum too hard yet. I've been more thinking about, how can we build on this shit? But yeah, I'd like to kind of dig into whatever this person is saying.
Yeah, I want to contextualize this a little bit, because this is some content. I mean, I feel like I've said this to the audience before. Ethereum seems like a dead token walking. I still hold a lot of it, but a lot of stuff in recent months. One, it's had lackluster performance in the market compared to Bitcoin and alts, right? It's been kind of just ballasted at like $2,000, $3,000. But, this just kind of adds another nail in the coffin, you might say. So first reason he says is Ethereum has value because its fees generate demand for its native token, right? It costs $10 for a simple token swap. So as L2s start to form, right, why would I conduct transactions on Ethereum with its higher fees, right? So Ethereum
Okay.
demand's going to fall.
Yeah.
Vitalik and his
Yeah.
team. What do you think about this,
I mean,
Charles?
sorry, I'm cutting you off. Please,
No, go ahead.
finish whatever you.
Go in on
Well,
it, bro.
I don't know. I mean, first, like my first reaction is this is very like clickbaity. Obviously, this person's trying to get a lot of attention on their post. Like, you know, the title of our stream here is "The Death of Ethereum." Like, obviously, we did that to get people's attention. That's exactly what this guy's doing.
Charles, this is show business.
So it's just business. I mean, look, his general point is that the L1 is not going to be making as much money, which is true. Like, you know, app chains, L2s don't pay that much at all to Ethereum. But I mean, I think this is looking at his point is that Ethereum's going to succeed, but the asset itself shouldn't be worth, you know, it should be worth $10 or whatever he said. That's ridiculous. And I think like that's valid if you're only looking at it through one lens, being the token is worth the expected revenue that Ethereum is going to generate. I don't think that's the only reason why the token is valuable. So like, I think network effects are very real. I think like the security that Ethereum provides is a very like real and tangible value that you can assign to the network. And it just has a lot of mind share. Plus, you need it to pay for gas. So my take isn't really that like sophisticated. I would just take this thread at the smallest grain of salt ever, because I know that this person's trying to pump their numbers. But you know, I think there's some valid points in here. Like Ethereum probably will make less money over time because of all the sort of the modular thesis and transactions not taking place on the L1.
True. I mean, to your point, part of his argument here is that Vitalik is not paying attention, but I don't think
who
Vitalik
cares?
even works.
Who cares what Vitalik is saying? Yeah, like I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't really care what Vitalik is saying from day to day. Yeah,
a very finite amount of, let's call it monetary premia, being a user is only going to accept a certain amount of things as money. And to the degree they accept those things as money, I think is also really important here. So I think something that's being glazed over is Ethereum is the gas token for Unichain. Yeah. And, Ethereum has baked in yield, and sure, it might be losing some of that yield. But at the end of the day, what this is doing is giving Ethereum the ability to scale, being ability to access more users, build up more social proof, build up more mind share as the gas token of this network. Because you can't go to any L2 right now, barring a handful, without having the Ethereum token and using the Ethereum token day in, day out. So if you think of the thesis of Ethereum that has been the case for years and years, and the reason they took this L2 route, it's that more important than fiduciary responsibility or more important than business economics of a blockchain network is its ability to reinforce its monetary premium. And if you look at the value of Ethereum in the market, I mean, sure, it's not like going to the moon or whatever the hell. We're not pulling sick multiples, which I don't know how we're going to at, what is it, like 12 figures of valuation now? But what's happening is we're kind of setting the stage such that the highest usage ecosystems in the business and the highest revenue ecosystems, which are pretty much all L2s right now, you have like BNB Chain, Tron, Solana, and then everything else that matters is Ethereum, Arbitrum, Optimism, Base, now Unichain, Ethereum mainnet. And so I think this is like a short-term pain for long-term glory, because do you like the only reason people on Solana see Sol as money right now is because it's a counter asset for most meme coins. And so the market is correlated to that. And one of the benefits of Solana is it's still really volatile. It has all this debt shuffling around and all this craziness and all this really high leverage utility. But built on this ground, can it kind of gain that same monetary premium? I don't think so. And so right now, Ethereum and the people, the powers that be, the ivory tower at Ethereum, I think sees, this opportunity wherein, okay, maybe our validators lose a couple percent APR, which, the majority of validators, I think, care a little bit, but not necessarily as much as capturing the hearts and minds of being, hey, this is a transactional, this is like Bitcoin, but for finance more broadly, I guess is how I would put it. It's Bitcoin for executing more complex transactions. It's Bitcoin for yield. It's Bitcoin for taking on a little bit more risk. And maybe as you go down, Solana is like Bitcoin for degens at that point. But yeah, I just have a hard time. I have a hard time hating on Ethereum, even though number doesn't go up super crazy like we wish it would. I don't think that really matters, to be honest, in the long term.
I see. So essentially, you think like the value of Ethereum is essentially established, right? Like,
and it's becoming more established with this roadmap.
Yeah, and this is the road. Like this was always the roadmap. Like this.
The second they decided that sharding was going to be too hard, and that they needed to lean into L2s, it was like a game over. And they were like monetary premium. Ethereum is going to be the future of money. And frankly, I hold it like money,
Yeah, it is the asset with the most moneyness in DeFi. Like it is the asset that people used. It is the asset that people use to transact the most value in DeFi, if that makes sense. Like they need it to execute transactions. So unless they're only on Sol, but like, yeah, this is the roadmap, and it seems to be working.
And we're sticking with it.
Right on. So it's its future is essentially assured by these L2s is what we're getting at here. So like the more L2s that launch, they're still going to need to use Ethereum, even if Ethereum isn't generating, as this report here will say, Ethereum validators could lose millions from Uniswap fees. It's irrelevant because Ethereum still needs to exist.
Yeah, it's like a headline grabber or attention grabber. It's like we're not fighting over transaction fees is like fighting over crumbs. It's like there's a reason Bitcoin is a useless piece of garbage and is also the most awesome thing going on. It's just like the yield or revenue generation does not equate to value. And we've learned that 1,000 different times. And Ethereum also, like, it's too big to be pivoting. It can't pivot, every quarter. It can't even pivot every half decade. Like, they have a plan. It was a well-resourced plan. They're executing it. And a few years from now, I'm sure we'll see that it was quite effective. And everybody is still talking about Ethereum. It's still the top dog. And frankly, I don't think there is a way for Solana to overtake it. And it would be very fun if I had to eat those words. But Solana is going after something totally, totally different than Ethereum here.
Interesting.
And also, like, do people not think that, like, the core Ethereum developer community thought about this when they were like designing the roadmap and like starting to execute it? Like, I'm sure that this was like, we're not going to make as much money. Like, since everyone's going to be transacting on L2s, like the L1 isn't going to make as much. I'm sure that they thought about that, anyways. And probably
And
some
the
very
result
discerning people
is
did before,
Charles is
and now
blazing,
everybody's
bro.
talking about it only because now it's a reality,
and
it's
now
just
10, 20, 30 times more people are building on Ethereum and improving Ethereum. And it's like they are doing what they need to produce network effects, and Ethereum is the primary unit of transfer and trade on all these networks. Nobody gives a fuck about the Uni token or the OP token, apart from maybe I can get a loan from it here or there. But ETH is like the godfather of all finance on all of these L2s.
I like to think Justin Drake is now like, he just read that thread and he's like, oh no,
oh dude, I was wrong this whole time. That's crazy.
I don't think that's necessarily the criticism for the Ethereum Foundation that a lot of people have. I think that they say it's more so. I mean, you guys are making a lot of sense here, right? In that the goal is essentially more for a long-lasting product that has like stability. So upward price momentum is not necessarily the greatest concern, right?
Yeah, and it's also
a
negative signal, because volatility comes with upside and downside, and you really can't have one without the other.
I think the issue is that a lot of people have a lot of Ethereum and they want it to go up because they came in late, and they view this as the guys that have already made it, the foundation. They've made their bag by getting a bunch of Ethereum early on, and now it's at this price, so they don't really care about it going up anymore. Is I think why people are really kind of salty about it. But I think technically you guys are right. So what I'm going to do is, after this, I'm going to sell all my Ethereum. I'm going to buy a bunch of Uni because I want the volatility, baby.
I think Uni is, well, never mind.
Dude, don't say it.
I was going to say some hater ass. No, Uniswap is awesome. And Uniswap V3 is the best piece of tech invented.
I get Taiki Maeda in here. He's going to beat your ass, dude.
No!
Dumping on his bags like that. Well, guys, sorry for clickbaiting you here, because I guess Ethereum isn't dead. I guess Ethereum is going to live forever.
Awesome.
Ethereum will never die, and it's just going to be on life support for the next.
Hear that, listeners? You've been duped. Haha. We got
you. Play Warhammer? Ethereum is kind of like the God Emperor of mankind.
Yeah. Well, that's more like
on that golden throne, making sure everything can work across the universe, but that's about it.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, you get it. You 40K heads out there, you know what I'm talking about. All right, guys, let's move on to the next segment here. I think what everyone is waiting for, and, I think Charles is stoked for this. Welcome to the Partner Spotlight, or as I like to call it, the Chapter Spotlight. We'll be spotlighting some chapters. What's popping off on them? Let me switch the screen here so we're a little bit closer, guys. Now doesn't that feel a little bit more personal, like we're all right next to each other again? What's been going on, Charles, in the Codex ecosystem, Codex chapters?
Codex chapter,
our beloved
universe. Yeah, well, it'll be short and sweet. I guess the most exciting thing that I'm excited for is on the Ironclad side of things. So Mode made an announcement, I think today or yesterday, about season 2 coming to an end, and I believe that's on the 18th of October, and season 3 kicking off very shortly following. And what's exciting about that, well, the airdrop is exciting. Everybody's going to get airdropped more Mode tokens, which I love. And if you've been using Ironclad, you are eligible for said airdrop. So,
hell yeah,
congrats. But beyond the airdrop, they teased something in their article, and I forget the wording, but
well, don't worry,
something
Charles,
about
the article right here.
Please, thank you. Something about VE tokens and utility for Mode. And yeah, I think if you scroll down, he's.
Oh wait, VE comes up a lot. Smart. Never mind, that was stupid.
Yeah, so represent a shifting utility for Mode Season 3 is designed as a continuation and advancement of the game theory that underpins VE token models, originally pioneered by Curve, Solidly, and Olympus. So they don't go into any more detail, but you can make a pretty safe bet what they're talking about. And that is especially exciting for Ironclad because we have a massive mode bag. Our treasury has been accumulating modes, aligning ourselves with the network. And it looks like we're going to be able to use that mode to do something cool. So, yeah. So
I mean,
like,
if the audience has been paying attention to Barricade proof of liquidity model, basically taking the VE33 tokenomics, zooming out and applying them at the network level, I think that's what we're going to see on mode. And frankly, that means our product suite in particular is incredibly well positioned to take advantage. So we've got some pretty interesting things going on to capitalize on this. So
Oh yeah. Mode and Codex go together. Peanut butter and jelly, dude. They got AI Fi going on over there. This VE token shift. So contextualizing it for, maybe you're in Aurelius or whatever, and you're like, why would I give a damn about Ironclad? Well, because it's in the Codex ecosystem, right? Each chapter success makes Codex more successful, makes the ecosystem stronger. So it's a good thing. And we love to see it. A win is a win. Right, Charles?
Yeah, exactly. It's something I like to do between all the chapters is arbing the stablecoin rates. So because the stablecoins themselves, each individual one, they're not that big, right? They're pretty small stables. They're more like yield instruments. And the markets on these stables are pretty inefficient. So me as just like a regular user, I'm paying attention to AUSD, IUSD, LORE USD all the time. And they go to 99 cents, they go to $1.01, and I can arb them pretty easily just in my spare time. And yeah, it's really easy and it's helps out the protocol and it makes me money. So that's something I like to do. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Giving game away for free like that.
Yeah, wow.
Hey man, it's
you might lose your lunch money, dude. Someone's gonna be.
I don't mind getting diluted. Everyone can dilute me. That's fine.
Yeah, I think if listeners haven't read my recent article, it's pinned to my Twitter account right now. I would highly recommend it. It talks a little bit about the scaling issues we have with these stable coins as yield products via the chapters and the over collateralization. And what we have developed in CDX USD is a way to kind of hyperscale at the stablecoin level. So all of these chapters will be issuers of CDX USD, which means cost of capital is going to go down, revenue is going to go up, and we can do a lot more interesting things. And we're trying to figure out more ways to keep inflation down to the ground floor. I think what we like, just the nature of how we grow, the power of an individual chapter is kind of a function of the local addressable market, which is generally kind of small. And so onboarding liquidity and getting the stable coins liquid is kind of a challenge. But if the Codex liquidity network is also part of the addressable market, being, hey, we can issue CDX USD via these chapters, then the ability to scale goes up quite a bit, and we can route users to all these different opportunities more easily, like what Charles was talking about as LORE USD, AUSD, IUSD soon can be arbed just using our AI tooling and transaction bundling. These different chapters and stablecoins can be interacted with without the user necessarily needing to care about the difference between them all.
I love that because that's going to make the system stronger and it's going to provide direct, easy access value for a user. It's going to be so hot when this bad boy's ready. But speaking of lore, I believe there's some lore for lore, right? Some new lore for lore.
There's a bit of lore. I mean, I just wanted to reiterate that the O token discount for O lore is going up every week. In about a month, it will reach the maximum discount. And at that point, people have 2 weeks to exercise their OLORE into liquid lore. And then the system reset, and emissions have been cut very substantially, 70 to 80%. And so once this maximum discount is reached, it's going to be a bit of a reset for the protocol. And just as a reminder, just exercise your OLORE if you haven't done so already.
Yeah, I think we've been building up a pretty decent treasury for liquidity provision, buybacks, etc. And I think we found, and if you were paying attention to lore, it was kind of like a canary in the coal mine with regards to Scroll's market traction. But everybody was so hyped about Scroll and farming Scroll, and then we launched and we realized, much like a lot of L2s, there was just no demand. We
launched, and then, very shortly after, they announced that their token is going to go live. And their points were ending. So a bit of tough timing there. But with the token going live, that's generally volume. Whenever a token goes live, whenever a big airdrop happens, tends to be a lot of volume. And you can bet that the Scroll token will be on the lore markets. So you should borrow against your airdrop tokens.
Yeah.
Yo, that's not financial advice. That's a financial tip, dude.
That is not advice at all.
Speaking of points, though, very briefly, I want to reiterate, we have a points program going on right now. So while we may have missed the shot at farming Scroll points, you can still farm Cod3x points. Whoa. And you just got to get your little bud in the Discord, baby, which you will find on the Twitter page. So do that. Challenge Samson to a video game. Post. Write about us, talk about us, love us. That's all you got to do, baby.
You need to love us. And if you don't, you'll never get money ever again. Your money blessing will be revoked.
That's true. Also, if you're in the Discord right now watching this, Steven's taking your name down, and we're going to add you to the wheel for a spin at the end of the show. And you're going to get a big, fat pile of tokens.
Yeah, every Monday there's a watch party in Discord. So if you're watching this on Twitter, get in the freaking Discord. The points values you're getting now are very high relative to the rest of the program or what we have planned. So we're just looking for people to help us, get this off the ground. And, we want to reward people who are hanging out with us early here.
Yeah. And then, all right, well, back to our regularly scheduled program, just a quick little PSA that was. But last thing, Aurelius integrated into 1 Delta. I just saw this come across my desk. What does that mean, Charles?
So 1 Delta is like a margin aggregator service. So what that means is they allow you to take on leverage for tokens using a bunch of underlying protocols. So like there'll be like DEXs, or like a leverage that you would take on using a lending market would be through like looping, stuff like this. So essentially, they are a nice front end that allows users to easily take on leverage for, like ETH or popular, like Mantle or whatever, popular tokens. And they just sort of route those trades through underlying DEXs, through underlying lending markets. So if you use 1 Delta, you can now filter through an Aurelius tab, and you can find yields, you can lever up. And that will be routed through Aurelius markets. So check out 1 Delta on Mantle, and Aurelius is now integrated there. So pretty cool. They're like a pretty popular product. I've used their stuff before. It's
good team too,
and good team. I'm pretty stoked. That's a good integration, and I think it'll drive some more volumes through Aurelius.
Sweet. We love it. What is that, dude? was that my screen? What was that?
So.
I have no idea what that was. But cool. All right.
Or headphone users.
So that's that's our partner, our chapter spotlight. Let's move on to chapter alpha. But I'm just going to call this just.
Wow.
Did you say I got the chopper, don't need to ask at the end? That's
Yeah.
what I'm hearing. That's right,
We've got
dude.
the chopper. You don't need to ask.
Yeah,
Don't ask where the yield comes from.
yeah, because I got a chopper and I'm gonna wet your block up, dude. I don't care anymore. Speaking of, this is, I think, is some good inspiration. This is kind of how we're gonna try and get Codex to be. This is what I would like the Codex army to look like. This kind of organization. Phoebus, you got to take some style influence from this.
Wow.
This is. You seeing this, Charles? This is CDX's future here.
Wait, is this El Salvador?
Yeah.
Dude, hell yeah. My fiance is Salvadoran.
How do they feel? How do they actually feel about this?
I think overall sentiment is positive in her family and friends.
So if we could get, I will personally give someone like 1,000 points from my own points bag. If you could just edit a bunch of the CDX logos onto, the El Salvadoran flag and all this stuff, and really drive home that this is the Codex army. Anyway, just having a little fun there. But I want to use this section to talk a little bit about like Codex Alpha and Chapter Alpha. What stuff's coming up, guys? What do we got cooking right now? Look, I know a lot of stuff, but I don't know what we can share. So I'm glad we got Beavis here. Beavis, what can we share? What can we tell people?
I mean, there's some stuff that we're cooking. I mean, the most obvious thing in the entire world is Ironclad and Aerodrome. We've been saving up all of the mode. We've been aggregating for that listing. We're continuing to work on it. The Aerodrome team has been in permissionless at a conference, so grinding that out. And we're also thinking a lot about with Ironclad on Aerodrome, what does a strategy that is kind of has potentially one hand in base and one hand in mode look like. Yeah, I mean, maybe I don't want to tease too much alpha here, Charles, but we've partnered with I would say tier 1 OG DeFi team to potentially work with them on creating a pretty unique and interesting base offering using the Ironclad brand. And, really while we wait for modes VE tokenomics to ramp up, this would give us an interesting way to interact with the rest of the Codex ecosystem, Codex Land, make.fun, if you've been keeping an eye on that, and Codex USD, which we just deployed today. If you look through base smart contracts, you might be able to find it. But yeah, we're prepping for kind of a base takeover. We think that honestly, base it has been growing so much, and their team is so locked in that it's the idea of jumping on board is really exciting. And then I guess, yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Corbo.
No, I just kind of wanted to tag onto that. So base is like, it's the future. Is that what I'm getting? Base is huge, dude.
I mean, base is the place right now. I mean, if you think about it, it's like a lot of our market, at least viewership of our YouTube channel and, users of our secondary market products, they're not allowed on the primary market if you've ever read our terms of service. But there's a lot of people that overlap with Coinbase's audience, I'll say. And, we're really interested in giving them better access to products in the secondary market. We have a pretty big stake in Aerodrome. We've got a lot of connections on base. We ran Superfest there and met the entire kind of back-end team. So, yeah, I mean, frankly, we have waited for the base takeover until Codex Land and Codex USD were finished, and now it's upon us. So, yeah, and then on the Aurelius side, really, I guess we're weathering the storm and we're waiting for people to exercise options and all that. Any thoughts on Aurelius or Lore here, Charles, that we haven't mentioned already?
Not really. Just that they are hubs of yield that will be
Hubs
hubs of
Your
yield.
hubs of
Hubs
yield,
of yield
guys.
that will service Codex users.
It is the best. Like literally, our chapters are the best places on their chains for yield. bar
Yeah,
none.
and our core community, I mean, like people who are sticking around and just like farming and have understood how these protocols work, have given really positive feedback about just them being just really, really efficient markets, money markets, CDPs, and how good the stablecoin yield is. So looking forward to for the distribution of that yield into more people's hands.
I want to make a little, I guess, like appeal here, a marketing ask. I don't know. I want to ask people here. You know, if you're trading your little meme coins, right, and you make some money, what are you going to do with your profits, your stables that you've pulled out of this ecosystem, right? You got to put them somewhere. You got to look for yield. I humbly request that you check out some of these chapters. You might see something you like in terms of yield, right?
I'm gonna guess that they're buying more memes. That would be my guess. They're immediately. I don't know who's switching over from just hardcore meme
coins
trading
just
to
to stable
immediately
coins.
to stable yields.
You're looking at him. You're looking at the guy that does that.
I would do that.
Genius.
I would do that if I.
This isn't my first rodeo, dude. You know what I mean? If I see something go up 2,000%, I'm not thinking it's going to go up another 10,000x or something. I'm like, let's get the hell out of this.
You're
thing.
thinking, where's the next 2,000%?
Nope. Not what I'm thinking at all. If I am, I'm thinking, I'll put like $50 in there.
That's a Bitcoin.
It's all about sizing, baby.
Well, this
It's
is
all
why
about
you're
sizing.
poor. You're thinking way too hard,
Yeah, you're
and
right.
you're making your decisions are way too rational.
You need to
I'm good.
diversify into more 100x gems.
Yeah, you're right. You need to buy I don't know. I don't even know how I got to diversify into more cabals is what it is. I got to join more cabals. If you got a cabal looking for another guy, reach out to me. I'm available. Well, guys, we got like 8 minutes here. We can open up to some questions from the Discord, or unless we want to talk a little bit more about.
Wheel.
Any
There's
Codex
also
stuff.
you mentioned the Cod3x Points program.
Mhm.
We could mention some highlights from
yes,
this last week. I believe Stephen
I've
left
got
us
some points earners from last week. Yeah.
Yes.
Whoa. Looks like this
So
one.
one of the ways that you can earn points is write educational material about Codex, being a thread or a video or an article or whatever. And some people have done so, and they have earned some points.
Wow.
So
and I should start doing that because
I want to highlight these guys here just to show off their work. And if you're seeing this, you didn't see this post, go give them a like, a retweet, support them because they're doing the Lord's work here. They're doing Codex work here. Grand Tonto won the highest tier, I think, because we kind of rank these. The second place submission, I'm not seeing. I don't know if the tweet was deleted or something.
The second place position was from our friend Pepper.
Yeah, but I'm not. Oh, maybe it's a typo here in the tweet here.
Here,
yeah,
I'll send it to.
or in the URL I've got is a typo.
I just shared it in the back room.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. So we got first place here, Grand Toto, which I do love his name. Pepper Does Crypto did an awesome write-up here explaining the time-weighted staking system, reliquary, kind of a nice little overview of the system. And then we've got Timmy Turns here, another nice one with a beautiful GIF. We do love these media packages you guys put out. So
Timmy
big
Turns
shout out
is
to
a
Timmy.
madman. He's like a content factory.
Oh yeah, he's a beast, dude. Big shout out to you guys, Timmy, Pepper, and Toto. Thank you so much.
It's
And
Tonto, dude.
keep up the great work, guys. Keep stacking them points. Los puntos máximos. See, señores? Es
Hell
muy
yeah.
bien.
Yeah, thanks everybody for the effort, and I'll try to keep putting out decent content, and your help boiling it down for people to understand is greatly appreciated because I'm very autistic. So the more you can assist, the better.
Awesome. Cool. I guess we can do the spin now, guys. You guys are ready to give away some points?
Let's do it.
Yes.
You guys ready for this? I changed the.
This is the
I
only
have
reason
0
I come to these
points.
things.
I need points.
I changed the image here a little bit.
We need to extort Steven Vinyl for more points, basically.
He's the points master. All right. Let's see who's up. Who's up this time?
Oh,
Crypto Cube.
Crypto Coup.
Congratulations, you were a
Wow.
points winner,
Go.
dude.
Crypto Cube. Good work.
Good job, Crypto Cube. And then we've got.
Oh my
Dude,
god.
wait, I gotta remember to do this.
Dude.
This wheel is loaded, dude.
Dude, this wheel is so rigged.
Yeah.
There is no way that happens.
Crypto
twice.
Cube's force of will is so strong that he was able to influence the wheel.
Did it not remove him from the wheel? I deleted him. It didn't remove him from the wheel.
Grand Tonto.
Wow, the Grand
what a day
Tonto
for Tonto. Just racking up
Cleaning
points.
up. My gosh.
Woo!
Yeah,
That
he's
guy in the
rich, dude.
background. Crap.
Oh, there's a button for remove. I should be hitting that. Let's remove the Grand Tonto here.
This is going to his fleet of Toyota Camrys.
All right. If it lands on Crypto Cube again, I'm gonna freak out, dude.
Oh, Jesse.
Oh, Jesse.
And finally, Jesse
An
gets the
OG.
respect he deserves. I see Jesse around in the community quite a bit. I'd assume he gets
Good
some
work. Good work.
kudos. Awesome. Well, there we go. We've paid out. We've got our guys added to the list for those points. Guys, any final words? Anything you want the audience to know? Let's see if there's anything good in the Discord we want to.
Final words, I guess. Make sure you read the article pinned to my Twitter account. And anybody trying to get their points for this week, being one of the top 3 posts on Twitter, breaking that down is going to probably be the best way to do it. We're trying to describe these mechanics to everybody more simply, and really everybody's perspective is so hugely helpful. So yeah, thanks in advance.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thank you for your support in Codex, for supporting Codex, for supporting us in the Discord and on Twitter. And we will see you around. Feel free to add us on Twitter with any questions, comments, or concerns, and we'll be sure to reply, guys. So till next week, this has been Codex Central. Adios. Oh wait, I get to.
Got that CDX token, we the ones chosen. Every state, every year, while I stay golden. Codex Club, AI mind focus, it's an anthem. CDX got them frozen.